Well, good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. I don't think this one is going to be too long, but we'll see. Okay, so the topic that I have today is the mind destroyers. The mind destroyers. Okay, the enemy started trying to destroy my mind. Okay, so let me tell you about me first. The enemy started with insults instead of introduction. Amazingly, insults instead of introductions. I entered churches and expected introductions, but that did not happen. I expected to share my testimony or my stories in churches, but I was not given the opportunity. Well, basically, only in three churches. So, two churches in Canada and one in the Dominican Republic. I watched the betrayers send pain to my head. I felt the pain, but I also returned it to the sender. So I don't take people's stuff. So it just in case people think, they can throw whatever they want to throw on me and I'm going to take it. I don't take your stuff. The enemy came for my mind to destroy it. But I guarantee you, if anyone thinks that he or she is coming again to do this over, to do another episode of this, I guarantee you that person's going to go crazy. No joke. This is serious. They're going to go crazy. Okay? I mean, madness is going to hit them. No joke. Don't play with people's minds. Don't play with people's minds. People's minds are an integral part of their bodies. And so, therefore, the mind is important. When you mess with people's minds, you know what you're messing with? The area of their body that they will use to think. So you're basically messing with someone's thinking capacity, the capacity to think and to use their brain. That's where all of that is. It's up in the mind. Okay, so I'm serious. If anybody comes to mess with my mind again, because I've been through all that I was supposed to, they thought I was supposed to go through, which I was not supposed to. So just in case people like to say, "Oh, you were supposed to, and you were built for that." No, you were. I was not supposed to go through that. I'm going to tell you why. So I know I see pastors mess up doctors' minds. I see insurance company withheld my paycheck to drive me crazy because that was the intent. If I go without money, then I'm gonna go crazy. I see rich people come to mess with my mind. They came to do separation. They came to bring division because it's my mind that they're trying to mess with. But they didn't know that I know the meaning of love when they came and claimed that they were in love. They don't know. I know what love is like. I know what love looks like. I know what love does. I know the characteristics of love. I know love. So when someone come with fake love, they don't know. I see them from a distance. I see them coming. So I just act as if I don't know what they're doing and what they came for. Okay. I'm going to call names because I'm not afraid to call names. Okay. Because this is my assignment. So I got to call names because it's my experience and I have to tell exactly what has been done to me for people to understand that these people are real and these situations are real. Marvin Winans made every effort to drive me crazy. Right now, at this point in time, if I speak anything internally, he gets it. So he's not gone. He's not gone. He uses his brain to think that I don't know how you could get up in somebody's mind that if the person is meditating, you can hear what the person is saying. If the person is talking to God, or internal parts that we use to speak to God, which is we say things in our minds. That's how we meditate. Well, I am one person who can't meditate. So when I use the scripture Psalms 105, when he said, I kill kings for you, some of them need to be, let me use the word not kill, but unalive. Like I hear people say unalive, but it's really kill, because some people need to really go, because you save people's lives and it's not worth it, because all they do is come to attack you in a different way. So sometimes we need to stop saving people's lives when God says they need to go, because some people need to go. They really do. They don't they don't deserve to be here on the earth. You cannot occupy somebody's mind because it's not yours. So I cannot meditate, because anything I say on the inside, or if I whisper, he gets it. I've never known that somebody could do voodoo like that in order to get into your system, but Marvin Winans did. No joke. So his intent was to drive me crazy. So anything I say internally, he gets it, right? That's where he got his power from. That's where he thought. So when I shut up and I don't say anything internally, then he doesn't have anything to go with. Nothing. Marvin Sapp made every effort to mess up my mind. Every effort. I didn't know that people could be so much out of their mind that they need to see your mind messed up. Okay? But I found that he was out of his mind, still out of his mind. Donnie McClurkin made every effort, but what he did, he used witch. So he doesn't come directly like the others, but you have to still see the deceiver, the deception, right? So what he did, he used Jennifer King. So she comes as if, she's your friend, and then she would take the information from you, bring it back and whatever, but they speak to each other in their minds. Be careful when people are talking in your minds. Be careful. Try your best, everything you can do to keep your mind stayed on God. That means if you're if you're sick, as long as you're quiet, they try to get in your mind. I'm serious. They try to. They just go around lurking to see whose mind they can get in. And they figure, if I got doctors, then why can't I get yours? So that's what they've been fighting me for years. It's my mind. But I refuse to hand it over to anybody. It's my mind. I don't hand over my stuff to people so easily. So Donnie McClurkin, he uses witch and he comes in as a sorcerer, right? And he works to drive me crazy. But he and his witch are left in delusion. So they're all in delusion at this point. They are. Psychologists try to coerce me to say I'm out of my mind. Then I'll get paid. I say, keep your money. That's what I told him. I said, keep the money because I'm not out of my mind. Lawyer tried to get me to take on names and just say it so you can get the money. I said, keep the money. Because you don't know that God gave me a word and I have to go with the word that he gave me. I can't go with the word that you are giving me because I know what you're trying to do. Because you're going to leave me messed up, okay? When that's not God's intent. Psychiatrists try to get me to take on names. Pastors called me names, but they get the delusion instead. What happens when you dig the pit and you fall in it and you set the trap and you get caught in it? How do you feel? How do people feel when they do those things? Scoop out a hole and you fall in it. Set the trap, you get caught in it. How do you feel? And how do they feel? So I'm speaking to them directly now. How do you feel? Because I know you're listening. You just don't want to show that you're listening. But the Lord told me, everybody who's listening, how do you feel when you've made so many attempts and you didn't know that the Lord already told me, be he transformed by the renewing of your mind. So my mind is renewed every day. I tell you, people who, from everywhere you could think of, people who needed money, whatever they needed money for, no joke. They came, they banged door, they did everything they could because they wanted money. Like a light, I had to shine because Isaiah 60, verse 1 tells me, arise and shine, for your light has come, and the glory of the Lord rises upon you. So if the glory of the Lord rises upon me, why am I going to not shine and dim my light just for people? I'm never a people pleaser. I've heard people say things and I just ignore them. I have never been a people pleaser. I will be the prey that they try to prey on because I'm not doing what they want me to do. Because I've never ever followed people. I know myself from I was young. I know myself to be a leader, not a follower. I would follow instructions if I know the instruction comes from God, but otherwise, I won't. So Isaiah 42 says, here is my servant whom I uphold, my chosen one in whom I delight. I will put my spirit on him, and he will bring justice to the nations. Wonder why I worked in the courts? All right. Verse 2 says, he will not shout or cry out or raise his voice in the streets. That was an instruction that the Lord gave me. He said, you will not raise your voice in the streets because they're going to say you're crazy. They're looking for something to say you're crazy. So that's going to be the thing that they're going to use. If you shout out, they're going to say you're crazy. He said, your voice alone demands attention.